Hi, my name's Zack. I grew up in Oregon, in the States. I grew up young, not in a church or anything, so I didn't really have God early in my life. All I had was what they teach you in school, and that's a lot of science. So what I believed was the universe came out of a sporadic explosion that's going to end someday, and so that really didn't give me any hope in my life. I didn't really get excited about the future, because the future, it really didn't exist in my thoughts. It didn't make any sense to me to worry about it. If we come from nothing and we end in nothing, why should I worry about what's in between? And so I just grew up kind of hopeless, and with no God, no hope. I wasn't really happy at all. And so when I moved out of my house, I got into drugs and alcohol pretty hard. I just didn't care if I lived or died, and so that was really devastating. And that mixed with hopelessness, I could really do something to your heart and your soul. And so I was just running around, living a life of total abandon, and not in a good way. When I met my wife, she really wanted to go to church with me, and I wasn't so sure about it. Kind of made me feel uneasy just thinking about God, because I didn't believe. And so she introduced me to church slowly but surely. I didn't really like going into a church. I felt just kind of weird, and so when I walked into a church, I had to leave in like 5 minutes, because my heart would start to pound and I felt like I was doing something wrong, because that's just how I grew up. That's just how I felt. And so just 5 minutes into it, she'd be like, "You want to leave?" And I would say, "Yeah." And so we would just leave. And so that took a few months just to go to church and actually sit through an entire service. And so after that, I was still kind of into sin, and we just slowly started going to church. I slowly started to learn about God, and his love for us. What I thought about God was he was just always mad. He was sitting up here just frowning at us, thinking that, hey, I'm mad at you. All the bad things you did, I'm still mad at you for them, and you have to make them up to me. That's what I thought about God. I just thought he was just this frowny thing in the sky that we all came from, and that's not somebody you really want to get to know. But what I learned about church, what I learned about Jesus, what he did for us, he wants a relationship with us. That's what I learned. He wants a relationship with us. He's not staring at us all frowny. He's a happy God. He's excited who we are and what we're doing. And sometimes when we're in sin, we can't figure out that he's still happy with us. He still loves us. It doesn't click in our mind. And then one day my wife, she came to me, and I was still in sin quite a bit, and she said to me, she's like, "I'm ready to be your oasis. I'm not here to tell you what you can and cannot do all the time. I'm just going to be here to love you no matter what." And when she said that to me, it was that missing piece of God. It was that missing piece that said, "Hey, I love you so much, and I'm so full of grace that whatever you do, I'm going to be standing here just waiting for you to love me back." And when that revelation hit me and just came together with what I did and didn't know about God, it filled me with something I hadn't felt in so long. It filled me with hope. It filled me with just the love of Jesus and hope, and the revelation of God really hit me, because how can you get closer to a person who wants you in shame all the time? You can't. But that's not God. His mercy and his grace wipes that shame away, so you could just walk straight into his presence, where he could hug you and wrap you up in his arms, and just that all coming together on I think I was 29. It's a year ago, and that changed my life. It changed my entire outlook on life, because hope isn't something you put into something or a job or anything like that. You put all of your hope into God, and then He'll fill your heart with love, and He'll fill your heart with dreams. And yeah, that's where I came from. I came from hopeless and helpless, and not thinking that joy was something that I could ever find. And I went from that to just being full of hope, full of dreams, full of joy. I could actually laugh. I don't think that dying is like my only answer anymore. It's not. It's so much Jesus. Jesus is my answer, and every time I find a good question, it just fills me with that much more joy. So yeah, that's my story. I love you guys.